Amazon. Brazilian official killed by arrow near indigenous tribe. This is the photo of Gabriel Franciscato. He spent most of his career trying to protect indigenous tribes in the Amazon. Ironically, he has been killed by an arrow that struck him in the chest as he approached an indigenous site. He was a top Brazilian expert on isolated Amazon tribes. He was 56. He died on Wednesday in a remote region of Rondônia state in northwestern Brazil. He was in the area to monitor a tribe as part of his work for the government's indigenous agency, Funai. Witnesses said Mr Franciscato and his party came under fire as they approached an indigenous group. Mr Franciscato, who was accompanied by police, attempted to take shelter behind a vehicle, but was struck in the chest by an arrow, witnesses said. A policeman who witnessed the incident said Mr Franciscato managed to remove the arrow, which hit him above the heart. He cried out, pulled the arrow from his chest, ran 50 meters 164 feet, and collapsed, lifeless, the officer said in an audio recording posted to social media. A photojournalist in the region, Gabriel Uchida, told AFP news agency that Mr Franciscato had been trying to observe a tribe known as the Cautario River isolated group. Mr Uchida, who also witnessed the incident, said the tribe was usually a peaceful group, but this time, there were just 5 armed men, a war party. The Uru War are among groups that say Brazil's president wants to allow deforestation in protected areas. Indigenous groups in the Amazon and elsewhere in the world have been known to react violently to outsiders on their lands. The Canindé Ethno-Environmental Defense Association, an NGO Mr Franciscato helped found in the 1980s, said the indigenous group had no ability to distinguish between a friend or a foe from the outside world. Indigenous leaders say incidents with illegal miners, farmers and loggers on their ancestral lands have become much more common since Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro took office in 2019, promising to develop the Amazon region. President Bolsonaro has been criticized for the scale of deforestation that has happened on his watch. Conservationists blame Mr Bolsonaro and his government for defunding agencies including Funai and the Environmental Enforcement Agency IBAMA and turning a blind eye to farmers and loggers clearing land in the Amazon, hastening deforestation. But Mr Bolsonaro has long questioned the need for large indigenous reservations in the rainforest, and has defended developing the Amazon by opening up protected areas for farming and mining. The Amazon, the world's largest rainforest, is home to about 100 isolated tribes, according to indigenous rights group Survival International. At Funai, Mr Franciscato headed a program to protect isolated indigenous groups. Gabriel dedicated his life to the indigenous cause. He had more than 3 decades of service, and leaves an immense legacy for the protection of these peoples, Funai official Ricardo Lopes Dias said. Source: BBC News. Please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.